The king of Atlantis is here, yeah. I think I'll pass on that beer, huh? I don't want smoke on that bud, yeah. I don't want sip on that mud. Welcome back to another episode of Stranded Deep with OneToedJack, baby. Man, it's been a long time since I've said that. A long time since I've said that. 6 months to be exact. 6 months to be exact. Since I've made a podcast, since I've streamed, really since I've posted anything on social media besides my Twitter or now X or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, man, I've been MIA, baby. I've been MIA. It's been a long 6 months for your boy, man. I gotta tell, I'm gonna catch you guys up to speed, man. I'm gonna catch you guys up to speed. We're moving through this podcast quick today. You know what I'm saying? We're moving and grooving, baby. First and foremost, though, as we're getting started with the podcast episode today, thank you to the listeners, to the watchers on the YouTube, to the listeners on Spotify, the listeners on Apple Podcasts, listeners on wherever else you get a podcast. To be honest, I don't know exactly where all the podcasts are available because I haven't done one in so long, so I got to check on all that. But if you're listening, thank you so much. If you're watching, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your ears. If you're wondering where the fuck I have been, I'm here to explain myself. We got a lot of things to catch up on, right? A lot of things to catch up on. First and foremost, though, what's been going on? Well, first of all, actually, before we get into what's been going on, streaming. Let's talk about streaming. The streams, the podcast is back. Are the streams back? No. Actually, yes, they are. I'm just playing. Yes, streams are back, man. By the time this episode is out, probably wouldn't have streamed yet, but we're getting a date together. We're rolling some things around. You know what I'm saying? You know, Jack likes to make a little splash, baby, for the fucking 5 people that tune in. No, I'm just kidding, man. Yeah, you know we like to make a motherfucking splash, man. So, we're getting like a kind of little announcement video kind of going. Streams will probably start next week. So right now it's Thursday, the 7th of September, which is fucking insane, by the way. September, baby. Fucking September. Whew, man, this summer, hands down, gotta be one of the worst summers I've ever experienced. And I'm gonna get into that right now. But anyways, yeah, it being the 7th of September, I would imagine we're getting ready to start up next week. So, probably Wednesday or Thursday, probably middle of the week, we'll get a stream in. We'll make an announcement. We'll fucking get busy. I'll probably come back chill. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, right? Like, you know, I won't start like a crazy stream with, you know, crazy shit yet. We'll come back little by little. You know what I'm saying? Got a new logo that we gotta you know, update across all social media and all that jazz and whatnot. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun time. But anyways, where has the OneToedJack been? Back to the burning question. For those of you that, you know, have been wondering or have been just thinking like, damn, where the fuck? I haven't seen Jack in a long time. Where he at? It's been a hell of a fucking man. It's been a hell of a fucking summer for your boy, man. Now that summer's coming to a close, I am fucking praising God, man. I fucking thank God, dude, because this summer has by far been probably the worst summer I've ever experienced. Now, that's not to say it's bad. Like, I didn't fucking, you know, it could always get worse. It could always be worse. It's not to say it was bad in terms of like, oh, my life was in shambles. It certainly felt like that at some point. But it's weird because through all the shit, you know, that happened this summer or that I went through this summer, it wasn't really anything that had to deal with my family or anything like that. It was more so just poor decision making on my part. But I think that's the shit that comes with being a human. You know what I'm saying? It comes with being a human, a motherfucking what's the scientific word for a human? Homo sapien? Is it Homo sapien? I gotta look that up. I gotta make sure Homo sapien is the scientific word for human, because I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of embarrassing if it isn't. Homo sapien. Homo sapien meaning wise human. Yep. Homo sapiens. Wise man, Homo sapien. Anyways, speaking of becoming a wise man, that's what happens, man. When you go through shit, you come out stronger. You come out a wiser man, right? And I feel like that's what happened to me during this summer. And it's fucking great. It's fucking great. First of all, let's take it back to when streams stopped, when I stopped recording podcasts. I was going through a lot in terms of my actual job, right? Now, I'm not going to disclose what I do on the podcast because who the fuck cares? I mean, a job is a fucking job, right? You fucking work, you get paid, you pay your fucking bills, right? I have a good job, you know, a good decent paying job, right? For where I live and all, you know, whatnot. But that's besides the point. But there was some shit going down at my job in terms of shifting, you know, changing positions and moving this and getting new equipment and getting new training and changing schedules. And oh man, all that happened around, I want to say March, April, right? And I started in my new position around May with a whole new schedule, whole new equipment. I mean, all kinds of shit, man. They just completely flipped my schedule upside down, which means I had to change my streaming schedule. I had to change my recording schedule, fucking, you know, schedule with the girls and my wife and all that. All that shit changed and whatnot. So, because that had happened, obviously that puts a strain on the stream and you know, where everything is, the time to find everything to fit in, right? Moving on over to June. So that was like around May. I want to say April, May. Moving over to June. I don't own my property, my house, which I need to get a fucking house, man. I mean, before I explain the stresses of renting a home, I know owning a home is stressful as well. Probably more stressful. But there's nothing like knowing, damn, this is my crib. You know what I'm saying? I just know it. Shut the fucking Siri, dude. There's nothing like knowing, like, damn, this is my crib. I live in this bitch. I bought this bitch, or I'm paying for it, right? So, anyways, renting a home, fuck it, you know, that's what we're doing. That's what we gotta do, right? Besides the point, don't want to get too much into personal business and all that, right? The lease was up in June. And we had to decide, do we want to sign another lease or do we want to move out and, you know, get another home? Me and my wife thought about it and we were like, man, you know, maybe we should get a home closer to my daughter's school because my daughter was starting school this year. And so we agreed. We were like, man, let's get out. Let's look for a better home. Now, unfortunately, at the time, which probably still is happening right now, I'm not 100% sure. The housing market was horrible, not only for buying homes, but also for renting. Anytime the housing market for buying homes kind of gets fucked up, so does the market for renting homes because people are finding it harder to rent homes to people, right? At the prices they want, at whatever rate they want, right? So it was getting a little difficult. So we couldn't find a house by the time our lease had expired. Now, like I said, I don't want to get too personal. I'm just giving you guys kind of the broad strokes, right? So at the time, we had to go to a place where it was kind of just like a temporary home while we waited and found a house. Because the problem wasn't The problem was finding a house in general. The problem wasn't like money wise or anything like that. It was more so just the actual location and finding it, and getting what we want for the house too. Like, I'm not just gonna move into some fucking ghetto ass fucking crib, you know what I'm saying, just for the fuck of it, right? Just because it's close. Like, nah, bro. Like, I still gotta have shit. I still gotta have a room. I gotta have good internet service. All that kind of shit. So, to make a long story short, that amount of time took so much longer than I expected. That temporary time where we were not in the comfort of our own home took so much fucking time. And it literally took from June pretty much until like the middle of August. And my entire setup was in storage the entire time. I could not stream. The only thing I had, I couldn't even game much. The only thing I had was my PlayStation 5. That's it. And a TV. That is fucking it. And god damn, that shit sucked. I mean, holy shit. It sucked, bro. I couldn't game on Xbox with the buddies. I couldn't edit videos on my PC. I couldn't, edit content. I couldn't stream, obviously. So what even content is there to edit? You know what I'm saying? It fucking sucked. But anyways, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm back to my own house, right? Obviously, we got our own house. We ended up finding a house. But here's the funny thing. The market was so bad in trying to find a house. The original house that we left could not get rented out either. They could not find tenants to fill in the original house that we left. And we kept coming back to this house while it was vacant because, we were getting mail here. There were still things that had to be done to the house in terms of repairs and things like that. You guys know. The ones who rent know. The ones who don't rent probably still know. And the ones who are gonna eventually rent in life, like younger viewers, you'll know eventually. But anyways, so we start to notice, hey man, like as we coming to the house, we start to see some changes to the house, right? And we contact the person that owns this house. It's real estate. We contact them and we say, hey man, what's going on with the house? Like, just out of curiosity. And they're remodeling the inside. Now, when I say remodel, I don't mean like they're knocking down walls and putting, you're like, no, they're just making quality of life changes, essentially what people like to say, right? So like they put new carpet, painted the walls, filled in a bunch of, just repairs around the house that needed to be done. And the biggest thing was the carpet. They replaced the carpet because the carpet that we originally had was horrible. Anyways, what am I getting to? We contact them. We let them know, hey, what are you guys doing? What's up? They tell us what they're doing. And we're like, hey, we're having trouble finding a property. We should have found a property before we moved out, but it's just due to time constraints, we weren't able to do that. What's the fucking deal? Can we go back? Dog, praise God, man. They said, yes, come back, because we could not find tenants to fill in this house. And we're back. We're fucking back to the original fucking house that I left. We left. I left this house in June. Or we left. I keep saying we left, me and my family. Struggled to find a house June, July, August, literally the whole summer. Only to come back to the original house. However, we're coming back and it's a little bit more remodeled. It's nicer. It's cleaner. They made some really great quality of life changes to the home that we felt were needed to the home, which is the reason why we were leaving in the first place and looking, to a closer, better location. So essentially, I fucking struggled for nothing finding a fucking home because I'm back to where I originally left. But you know what, man? I ain't mad at it, man. I ain't mad at it, bro. Literally, as cliche as it sounds, as so boring it sounds, in the back of my head, the entire time I was saying, everything happens for a reason, dog. Everything motherfucking happens for a reason, dog. And we are back to our original house, in our original fucking, stream room. Now, granted, I made some pretty good changes to the stream room, by the way. Some really good changes. I feel like it looks better. Obviously, I got my dog here. Those of you that are listening can't see, but I have my dog here. My YouTube viewers or my live viewers, whatever. You guys can see I got my kennel back there. Everything else in the back looks pretty much the same, but the actual setup that I have here for my streaming looks a lot better, feels a lot better, feels a lot more cozy. So I feel like streams are going to roll a lot better when we eventually come back. It definitely feels better recording the podcast for sure. But yeah, man. I mean, not only was the struggle in finding a house, but where we were living was also a struggle. It was not that it was bad. It was just we weren't used to it, and we didn't have our own space. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't walk out with my fucking dong out. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't hang tail. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get loose. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't feel right. You know, it didn't feel right. Also, it was a hot summer, bro. Oh my God, bro. Motherfuckers that don't believe in global warming, dog. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dog. Have you not noticed that this planet is literally scorching? Like, it is hot as fuck. Not only in my city, and then people be like, well, it's hot every summer. You live in the desert. Like, yes, motherfucker, I live in the desert. Yes, I know that it's hot. But back when I was in high school, summers were like 95, 92, right? Sometimes we'd creep in them hundreds. Sometimes we'd creep in that 101, 102, maybe even 105. And at that point, you would be like, yo, like, let's, it'd be one day out of the week or maybe 2-3 days out of the week, But dog, for the entire month of July, it was like fucking 110. The entire month. And that just adds more stress to being stressed already because of life. Because imagine you're fucking getting down on life, bro. Like, you're just, okay, picture it this way, dog. Imagine you're fucking homeless, right? You're addicted to drugs. You're homeless. You smell like piss and shit. You don't want to do anything good for your life. You don't, not necessarily because you can't or you don't want to. It's just the cards are stacked up against you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my homeless peeps out there, dog. I'll give $1 or $2 if I got it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sucks. It's a shitty fucking life, man. And it's sad that we have so much in this fucking country, right? But let's picture this. Imagine if you're homeless. Stress the fuck out. You got all kinds of shit happening in your life or not happening in your life. And then you're out in the streets and you still got to deal with the fucking heat, brother. I mean, would you rather be homeless in 80-degree weather or homeless in 110-degree weather? What's easier? You know what I'm saying? Like, and we weren't homeless. But I'm just saying, like, the heat makes everything worse. Everything worse. Even when you're having a cookout, bruh. If you're having a cookout, family's there, everybody jumping, the fucking goddamn radio's blasting, kids are playing with the water, like, all that shit. It could be made better if the weather was better. It could always be made better. It could always be better if it's 80 degrees. You know what I'm saying? It's worse if it's 110 degrees. You know what I mean? It just made everything worse. Fuck that. It made everything worse. Fuck the heat. Fuck, like, if you don't believe in global warming, I don't know what to fucking tell you, dog. Your grandchildren are gonna live through the hottest fucking summers and probably not be able to experience falls and winters the way we experienced them as kids and the people before us experienced them. You know what I'm saying? And if they do experience them, it'll be like the most harshest fucking weather. Like, ah, damn it, brother. I don't want to get into it. I just want to say it was a shitty time. But anyways, moral of the story, everything happens for a reason. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with me, man? Everything happens for a fucking reason. And we're back like we never left. We got new carpet. Got new headset, by the way. Had to go with SteelSeries because that's the only thing that was available. SteelSeries is all right, but I'm a Turtle Beach kind of guy, man. I like Turtle Beaches. I've always been a Turtle Beach kind of guy. But I'm digging these. Anyways, we got the equipment all back. Everything back to normal. So, like I said, streams are going to be starting up again. Podcasts are back every week. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have podcast episodes every Friday, probably. I think Friday sounds good, man. I record them either Wednesday, Thursday. They'll release Friday morning. And I think we'll do that weekly. Even if it's only like a 30-minute podcast or like an hour long. I usually try to keep them at about an hour. I don't like to go too, just because who the fuck wants to hear me ramble? Unless I had like a guest and stuff. Like, I want to have guests eventually. So, like, unless I have a guest, then we can go into like a 1 to 2 hour, 3 hour kind of conversation. But 1 hour is the sweet spot. 50 minutes, 40 minutes to an hour. That's where it's at, brother. That's where it's at. So, what else has been going on, man? What else has been going on? Gaming. Where's gaming at right now? What do we got going on, man? Starfield just dropped. Let me open up my X here. My Twitter.com, my X.com. Fucking Jesus Christ. Let's see what's going on, man. Let's see what's going on here. Starfield just came out. Starfield just dropped. My thoughts on Starfield. I'm fucking addicted, man. I'm fucking addicted, dude. I've been playing Starfield. I got the early access. It kind of took me a little while to get started on it. I did the character customization. I did like the first the first like hour or so of the story. Took a little while to get going for your boy Jack, but I gave it a chance. I said, you know what, man? It's a free game. It's on, well, technically it's not free, but it's on Game Pass. Let's give it a little bit of a shot. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it some time. And that's what we did. And I'm fucking addicted to it, man. I've fallen deep into the Starfield universe. Before we get into the thoughts on Starfield, what are some of the things that I played while I was on leave, while I wasn't, I really only played my PS5, but when we moved back into the house, there were a few things that I did end up playing, while we were back in here settling down, right? We're getting ready for the actual release of Spider-Man 2. So I got down on some Spider-Man, kind of refreshing my memory with the story. Played a lot of that. Played the Batman Arkham games. The whole time I had my PS5, the Batman Arkham games had my back, man. I was playing the Batman Arkham games, getting down on those. What else have I been playing, man? Not much, to be honest. Oh, I beat Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda. The Switch was another, good friend of mine throughout all this process. So Tears of the Kingdom, fucking 10 out of 10 out of your boy. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was very skeptical of Tears of the Kingdom. I was very like, how is this game gonna be better than Breath of the Wild if it looks the same? The attack patterns are gonna be the same. Weapons are kind of the same. Not really, but kind of. And fucking man, they blew that shit out of the fucking park, brother. Out of the fucking park, brother. So Tears of the Kingdom, got down on that. I don't think we ever played much of that on stream. I don't think we ever played that on stream at all, actually. What's another one that I just recently beat? Armored Core 6. Armored Core 6 came out, I believe, at the beginning of August. So we were getting down on Armored Core. I believe, actually, it was the middle of August, because the day it came out was the day I moved back to my house. So Armored Core 6 came out. Really good, from the developers of, obviously, Elden Ring and Dark Souls and all that. Really fucking good. I enjoyed my time with it. A lot of people tell me that New Game Plus is the way to go on it, but I don't think I'm going to get into the New Game Plus stuff, because we just got a lot of shit coming out, man. We got a lot of shit coming out, bruh. This is by far the greatest year gaming has ever witnessed, bruh. Or gaming has ever had. Literally. I mean, so many fucking bangers this year. Let's look that up, actually. 2023 games released so far. Boom, right there. Boom, right there. Released, hold on. I spelled released wrong. One second. Give me a second here. Those of you that are listening, give me a fucking minute. God damn it. 2023 video game release schedules. Well, that was from last year. Let's see here. I gotta bring them up here. I gotta bring them up, because we gotta look here. Okay, so boom. Let's start off in January, man, and then we're gonna get into the Starfield stuff. I'm gonna finish the podcast with Starfield, because there's a lot of shit I want to talk about. Not much spoiler stuff, but there's a lot of shit I want to talk about. So, best year in gaming. At the beginning of the year, January, I want to say the biggest one that really surprised everybody in January was Hi-Fi Rush. If you have an Xbox or a Windows PC and you got Game Pass, check out Hi-Fi Rush, man. Really fucking good. Really unique game. I thought it was really fucking cool. Slept on exclusive for Xbox. We constantly hear about the PlayStation exclusives and Nintendo exclusives, even PC exclusives sometimes. Hi-Fi Rush is the shit, man. Hi-Fi Rush is the shit. That came out January 25th. 2 days later, we had Dead Space Remake. The Dead Space Remake came out 2 days later. A week after that, moving into February, we had Hogwarts Legacy. We had Wild Hearts, which I remember that kind of being a big fucking thing for a while. We had Atomic Heart, which some people liked it, some people didn't, to each their own. And then we also had Metroid Prime Remake, which obviously is fucking, everybody fucking loves that. Not only is it a remake of the original fucking game, which was already fucking good, but, it's fucking Metroid. We had the expansion for Destiny 2, which I'm not a Destiny player, but from what I understand, it was really good. So, Destiny 2, Lightfall expansion. That was just in February. Moving into March, we had Wolong Fallen Dynasty, which I played a lot on stream. I thought Wolong was fucking great. I thought it was good. Really fucking good fucking job from those developers over there. That was at the beginning of March. And then we had the Resident Evil 4 remake in fucking March. We had the Resident Evil 4 remake, which fucking knocked it out of the fucking park, man. I mean, they kind of had it lined up, I'm not gonna lie, because Resident Evil 4 was already fucking good. But the remake was just, oof. I mean, it was good. It was some good shit. All right, what else do we got here? Moving on to April. This is barely the 4th month. And there was something for everybody, I feel, already in the first 4 months. There was already something for every kind of gamer, I feel. Moving on to April, we got, what do we get here? We got Minecraft Legends, which obviously that's good for Minecraft people. Dead Island 2, which I know some peeps have been waiting for that for a very long time. So Dead Island that's great, right? What else do we got here? In March, at the end of, not March, at the end of April, we had Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which was fucking amazing, brother. Amazing Star Wars game. I played a little bit of that on stream. I think that was the last game we played on stream, from what I remember. Really fucking good, man. Star Wars Jedi Survivor gets fucking 2 thumbs up from the boy, the One Toe, you know? Moving on over to May. And there's a lot of games that I'm skipping too. There's a lot of other games that are like probably on the radar of a lot of other people, you know, but fucking goddamn, man. Moving on to May. For example, this one. Let me see here. Well, I don't want to say Redfall, because Redfall kind of fucking was ass. But some people really, really enjoyed their time with it. So, hey, you know, whatever. Age of Wonders 4, I don't even know what the fuck that is. And a lot of people are saying it's good here. Anyways, in May, at the beginning of May, we had The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. May 12th, we had The Legend of Zelda. Then we move on over to, which I think Legend of Zelda takes the entirety of May, bro. It looks like May was a little bit of a slow month. But everybody probably moved out of May because of fucking Legend of Zelda. Why the fuck would you want to compete with that fucking game, dude? So let's get out of May. Let's move on to June. This is already the halfway mark. In June, we get Street Fighter 6. We get Diablo 4. We get, what else do we have here? Pikmin. I don't know if a lot of people like Pikmin on a Nintendo Switch, but Pikmin and Pikmin 2 got remakes on the Switch. I'm going off of this list, by the way. This list is saying, like, this is the greatest fucking year of gaming, and this is why. Some of the games I'm leaving out. But for sure in June, the highlights, Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4, obviously. Those are the big highlights. Both 2 games that'll probably last you the entire month to complete. Moving on to July. What do we got in July? We got Pikmin 4, which was, obviously, I just talked about that for the past month. They made the remakes, and then they released Pikmin 4 in July. We got Remnant 2, which was the sequel to Remnant from the Ashes, or Fire of the Ashes, or whatever the fuck it's called, which got great reviews as well. It fucking got great reviews. So Remnant 2 was a certified fucking banger right there. That was in July. Let's move on over to August, which is where it really starts to get fucking meaty. Baldur's Gate 3 released at the beginning of August 3rd, which is, some people are hailing it as the game of the year. The game that I think will win game of the year. I don't play Baldur's Gate 3, nor have I ever been a fan of Dungeons and Dragons. But I am a fucking gamer that can recognize greatness, and Baldur's Gate 3 is doing its fucking thing. It's doing its fucking thing. Not only for the RPG genre, but for the Dungeons and Dragons community and all that bullshit, right? Baldur's Gate 3, certified hood motherfucking classic. After Baldur's Gate 3, on August 15th, we had Blasphemous 2. Now, Blasphemous 1 is kind of like a Souls-like side scroller, which was really fucking good. Blasphemous 2, obviously, really fucking good as well. Then we go on to, which surprisingly, to my surprise, was really fucking, I haven't played it, but it got really good reviews and has been getting like a kind of community thing going around with it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, released on Xbox Game Pass and all other platforms as well, and was received really fucking well, which is fucking crazy. I didn't even know it was releasing in August. I just started seeing everybody playing it, and everybody saying that it was really fucking good. So that's fucking cool, man. Texas Chainsaw, Age of Empires 4 on fucking Xbox. And then, of course, we move on to Armored Core 6, which got really good reviews, really great reviews. Obviously, from the team that made Elden Ring, they released another Armored Core I really enjoyed it. I think I landed at about a 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10. There's only a couple things I didn't like from it, but nothing that took me out of the fucking immersion of the game, right? Or took me out of the game at all. Moving into September, which is what we're at right now, we got Starfield for the PC and for the Xbox Series X. Then we got Baldur's Gate 3 for the PlayStation 5, so 2 fucking games. Wait, by the way, didn't I miss Final Fantasy? Where's Final Fantasy? When did Final Fantasy release? I missed Final Fantasy. When did that come out? This list must be... Oh, no, there it is. June. June, brother. In fucking June. Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, and then Final Fantasy 16 on June 22nd. I can't believe I fucking missed that. Another big fucking game of the year. So anyways, Baldur's Gate 3 for the PlayStation 5, Starfield in September. What else do we have this month? We have Mortal Kombat 1 releases next week from the time I'm recording this. Mortal Kombat 1 releases the next week. Then the fucking same day, we get Lies of P. Holy fucking shit. We get Lies of P, Mortal Kombat 1, and Payday 3 all just in September. Then, from September, moving on over to October, we get Assassin's Creed Mirage. We get Forza Motorsport. We get Lords of the Fallen. We get, let's see what else we got here. Super Mario Wonder. And then, on the same, shit. And then we get this Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. What the fuck is that? I don't even know what the fuck that is. Is that a remake? Is that a remix? Or is that just like a HD remasters? Anyways, we get that in October. And then we get Alan Wake 2. And then, at the end of the month, we get motherfucking Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 5. That's just October, brother. I had to fix my chair on that. I'm sure you heard that. That's just October, brother. Moving on over to November, we get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 in November. Then we get Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. I believe that's a remake on the Nintendo Switch. Then, finishing out the year, which I don't necessarily consider it a huge release because I don't think it'll do that well, but I know there's a lot of people that are looking forward to it. We got Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. There's still a couple of games that are expected to launch this year that don't have dates. So, you know, that alone with what we got is fucking insane, man. It's fucking insane. And I think I've spoken about this before, but it just keeps getting better. It keeps getting better because when the games release and they're received well, not only by critics, but by gamers, it just makes the fucking year more fucking meaty. You know what I'm saying? It makes it fucking great. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's what we're fucking doing. That's what we're fucking doing, man. We're fucking gaming all year, bro. We're gaming all fucking year. And it's really fucking good. It's really, really good. Moving on to Starfield. Starfield, brother. Let's talk about Starfield and sisters. I've been playing Starfield. I'm addicted to Starfield. I said it earlier in the podcast. I've been enjoying myself in Starfield. Lots and lots of people are complaining about certain things and about Bethesda lying and about it's not this, it's not that. I'm not really going to talk about that shit because I'm going to talk to you more so about what I've been enjoying about the game. There are some things that I don't like about the game, but not every fucking game is perfect, man. Like, not every game is perfect. People seem to think that if a game doesn't get a 10 out of 10 by fucking critics or whatever, that it's a bad fucking game. Or if it doesn't get like an 8, 9, and 10, that it's a bad game. For example, like people have been shitting on IGN because they gave it a 7 out of 10. But the whole number system, first of all, the whole number system is stupid. If you just enjoy the fucking game, just say you enjoy the fucking game. You know, if you don't fucking like it, just say, hey, you know what? I played it for a little bit, not my jam. I stopped playing it. And then you could fucking fuck off, you know? Like it's the whole number system, putting everything, leaving everything, the success of a game or how good of a game is to a fucking number is fucking stupid. But if we had to fucking do it, which obviously we are, everybody's fucking doing it. The game itself is not bad. The game itself is not bad. The combat is good. The story, I think the story is intriguing. The story is pretty cool so far. The actual factions and side quests and stuff are really fucking good as well. Very nice and engaging. The NPCs are engaging. There are some bugs in the game in terms of like, there's no game breaking bugs, that's for sure. And I don't even know if they're bugs or if they're intentional, but like there's a lot of times where like NPCs will just fucking stare at you with this fucking evil gaze. And I don't like that shit, dog. I think that shit is so weird. Like I walk into a bar or some shit and they're all just looking at me like, you know, if you can't see, if you're not watching this, the fucking podcast and you're listening, they're staring at me with like this fucking evil gaze, like I'm like if they're trying to sneak into my soul, you know what I'm saying? So there's that thing. A lot of people have been complaining about like the loading screens and stuff. They don't really bother me that much. They're kind of quick, to be honest. If they were long, then that would be different, obviously. There shouldn't be loading screens, but is it damaging to the game at all? Not really. I mean, people have been over exaggerating like how bad it really is. I mean, yes, there's loading screens, but it's not that big of a fucking deal. I mean, and then they say loading screens in 2023, like, dog, I don't know. There's a lot of people are complaining about the UI. I do have complaints about the UI. I don't think the UI is that great. And outside of like when you're actually walking around and using your weapons and all that shit, the UI is fine. It's more so the menu UI, like the systems. You know, like I get really confused with what weapons are really good and what weapons are really bad, and I get really confused as to how much I'm carrying and you know what I need, and yeah, it's just, it's that the UI is pretty bad. And then especially the reason you notice it's really bad is because you spend a lot of your time in the game in the UI system. You know, you're constantly going from planet to planet, so you got to open up your map, or you're constantly checking a quest or checking weapons, checking gear. Like that shit, that UI is not it, bro. But that's all shit that's fixable. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of people complaining about the immersion in Starfield, comparing it specifically to No Man's Sky, because you can't fly from one planet to another planet or fly from the actual, you know, planet surface to actual space. I understand that, but if this game, like in certain planets, if you try to load a city, an entire city, and all the NPCs and everything that, you know, everything that city entails, while you're trying to fly in and load up an entire fucking planet, the game would fucking break and crash. And people that compare it to No Man's Sky have never played No Man's Sky, because you know that when you fly into a planet, there is no cities, there are no NPCs, there's rarely anything to do on a planet's surface when you fly in on No Man's Sky. There is not NPCs just hanging around that can give you a full-on quest that lasts you 5 fucking hours. There's no stores that you can visit. No, bro, it is not like that in No Man's Sky. In No Man's Sky, it's literally the planet is generated for you and the animals are generated for you and the plants, and that's it. That's fucking it. It's not some fucking, you know, utopia that gets fucking brought up, right? Yes, there's some small settlements and some small like landing pads and shit where you can do certain things and trade and stuff, but it's nowhere near to the depth and the level of Starfield. And I feel like comparing it to No Man's Sky is completely unfair. But that's the fucking nerd in me talking. A lot of people say that Bethesda promised them that. I never felt like I was promised anything. I knew that I was getting an RPG from Bethesda set in space. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm not much of an explorer anyway, so I don't even fucking care whether or not you could explore the planet or not. I don't fucking care because I'm not an explorer. That's why I'm enjoying the game. And if you are an explorer and don't fucking like it, okay, then go fucking play an exploring game. Go play fucking No Man's Sky. Why are you playing Starfield then? If you want to explore fucking planets, go fucking do that. You don't have to play Starfield. And you don't have to shit on it every fucking chance that you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I just, like, there's a lot of games that I don't fucking like, that I'm not a fan of. And I don't choose to spend my time shitting on the fucking game. People fucking enjoy it. People fucking like it. Let them do their fucking thing, man, and let them have fun. And you know what, man? I've been having a lot of fucking fun. You know, I'm a fucking space cowboy that don't take no shit from nobody, and is just out here living his life in space. And I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. I think the combat's fun. I think the story's fun. NPCs are great. I'm currently in the process of trying to romance one of my NPCs, Andreja. But she ain't falling for me, man. She ain't fucking falling for me. I gotta work at it, bro. She playing hard to get. I gotta work at that shit. Anyways. One more thing before I go, because I'm trying to keep this episode short. There is one thing that I gotta talk about Starfield that is just fucking funny. It's fucking funny. It happened to me earlier today, this morning. I was playing Starfield, and I was just kind of doing my thing, right? Going from mission to mission. I was doing this mission, going from objective to objective. And finally, I had to finish the mission, and after I finished it, another mission popped up, and I had to go to another planet, another system, actually. So I was like, oh, shit, man. I got to go to another fucking system. Let me go. Like, fucking gravity jumped. Boom. Fucking, went to another fucking galaxy. When I didn't, mind you, I'm in my ship. When I landed in the galaxy, another fucking ship, like, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my hands, but if you're listening, just envision my hands. I land here, right, in the middle, and boom, another fucking ship lands or pops up right next to me to my right. I got scared to the point I got scared. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, another ship just gravity jumped right next to me, and I was like, oh shit. I thought it was some enemies. And this ship is like trying to talk to me, like it gives me a prompt on my screen that says like communications or whatever. So I picked up the communication, and I was like, yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck is up? You popping up next to me like that? What the fuck is wrong with you, right? It's this fucking doctor, and she's all like, it's this geologist. I guess she has like a PhD or whatever the fuck. And she's like, yo, I'm studying rocks across the fucking galaxy. Now, she's just communicating. All I could see is her ship and my ship. And they're just communicating, and I'm getting the subtitles and the prompts, and I can hear her voice. And she's like, yo, I'm studying rocks around the fucking galaxy, and I'm having trouble finding titanium and platinum. She's like, do you have any so you could donate to me that I can study, right? She just randomly decided to ask a ship. So I get, some dialogue options, and I'm like, yo, my bad, but I don't have any titanium or platinum. I don't got what you're looking for. And she's like, all right, cool. Like, fuck it. I'll just go to another galaxy and I'll do my thing. And she's like, let me get out of your way. And let me gravity jump out of here, which means like go into hyperspace or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like bye, right? So I say bye in the skill tree, and she's not moving, and I'm still stuck, locked onto her, and I can't move my controls. Like, I can't do anything. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, just give me a second. My ship is not working right. The gravity jump is not working right. So I'm just stuck there listening to her trying to fix her fucking ship, right? And she's all, it's quiet, and she's like, so do you have any hobbies? Like, she starts making small talk with my character, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, I just start talking to her, right? And she's like, yo, I asked her, like, do you have any hobbies? And she's like, yeah, I'm a geologist and I collect rocks. Like, I've loved collecting rocks. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, fucking get the fuck out of here. Like, get your ship to work and get the fuck out of here, right? So finally, man, she's like, hey, before I leave, let me tell you a great joke that we always tell amongst the geologist in my group or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, like tell your fucking joke because you have me stuck here floating in space listening to your conversation because you can't get your hyperdrive to work. So she's like, have you ever heard the joke about the geologist and the person that works at a music store? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, let me tell you. She's like, a geologist walks into a music store and asks the music associate, the person working there, do you have any rock? Like rock music, right? Because she's a geologist. She studies rocks. And she, right as she's about to tell me the answer, she's like, the music producer looks at the geologist and says, and right as she's going to tell me the answer, her fucking ship goes into hyperdrive and takes off. Right as she was going to tell me the fucking answer to the joke. And I'm like, and I'm staring at my screen like, what in the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck was that? Literally, I was doing a mission where I was fucking shooting and killing hundreds of fucking space pirates or whatever. And all of a sudden, I jump into hyperspace or whatever, hyperdrive, whatever, go into fucking space, and now I have this fucking lady trying to tell me a joke while she's trying to get her fucking hyperdrive to work. And right when she's gonna tell me the punchline, her fucking ship takes off and disappears into fucking space. Oh man, I was just like, I sat there in like kind of like disbelief, like, yo, what the fuck was that, dog? And God, man, it was fucking funny. Like, it was a genuinely fucking funny moment, and I fucking laughed my ass off. It was so funny, I had to go tell my wife. I'm like, yo, you'll never believe what just happened to me. And I was laughing while I was telling her, and she started laughing, and she's like, that was so fucking stupid. And I'm like, dude, I know, like, you can't make that shit up, bro. Like, you cannot make it up. But anyway, man, that was fucking funny. And I just think that's a cool story about Starfield, man. It's a fucking charm, bro. It's just shit that can randomly fucking happen in the game. And I dig it. I dig it. I'm having a fun time. That's it for today's episode, though. I wanted to keep it, well, I don't know how short this episode is, but I wanted to keep it brief. Just wanted to let you guys know where I've been, what I've been doing, what's been going on. We're fucking back. Streams will be back. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. We'll be back next Friday with another episode on Stranded Deep with OneToedJack.
The king of Atlantis is here, yeah. I think I'll pass on that bill, huh? I don't want to smoke on that bud, yeah. I don't want to sip on that mud.